right. Welcome to Tuesday morning. Hope you guys enjoyed the Best of Student of the Gun show that we gave you yesterday. We thought it was kind of appropriate to do that because we talked last week about bullying and about dealing with bullies and so forth. And so we kind of dug into the graveyard of forgotten favorites there and let you listen to a Best of show dealing with bullies. But it is Tuesday morning. It's time to get back at it. If you're in the South or the West or the Midwest, it's just a regular day for you. And if you're listening to me in the Great Northeast, well, brew some hot.
It's probably pretty cold.
Brew some hot chocolate, wrap up in a blanket, get yourself a good book, and relax. It's called Winter, sweetheart, and you'll survive, I promise. And if you don't survive, well, then you can say that you told me so. Can I go ahead and editorialize about the weather thing yet, Jared?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and editorialize about weather. Hey, guess what? Back about 200 years ago, our forefathers, they had a method that they had devised to predict winter snowstorms. And this is pretty cool. It was called a calendar. Yeah. They figured out in the northern hemisphere of planet Earth that in January and February, December, that it was probably going to be cold. And the white stuff was probably going to fall out of the sky. I know, this is crazy, and this is probably new to you if you just arrived here on planet Earth in a spaceship and you've never been through a winter. But guess what? It was cold last winter. It's going to be cold next winter. And I'm going to make another prediction. I've got my amazing Kreskin hat on, Jared. In August in New York City, it's going to be hot. Can I go so far out onto a limb as to predict in August of 2015 that there are going to be reporters doing news stories about how hot the summer is? Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That's usually how it works about every year.
Yeah. So I know most of you listening to me are not screaming little ninnies and that you understand how the world works, that this great big blue ball, it's traveling around this gaseous thing called the sun, this hot ball of gas. We travel around it, and as we do that, the seasons change. And here in the northern hemisphere in December and January, it's cold. Now, if you want it to be warm, I know some of you guys didn't, you went to public school. Jared, do you know that in Australia it's hot in December and January?
Yeah.
Okay, you did know that.
It's kind of like the opposite end of, you know.
A lot of people out there that went to public schools never learned that because they were spending too much time talking about Earth Day and, like, their feelings, and they were trying to figure out what their gender identity was, so they didn't learn all about science and math and stuff like that. But we did, and we know that in the winter it's going to be cold. Now, Jared and I, we pulled off a pretty cool feat. You guys don't know this, or maybe you did figure it out. You guys who are hip students of the gun and follow our social media, you're like, all right, how did you go to Las Vegas and attend the SHOT Show and go to Michigan behind enemy lines? Not everybody knows that. Matter of fact, very few know that. And at the same time, put out shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The only one that was actually a rerun was Monday morning, this last Monday.
Magic.
Yeah, because Jared wasn't jet lagged, he was car lagged from driving all the way back from
I had to sit in
Nevada.
a car for 24 hours with Zach from Atlas Defense. So if you guys know him, then you'll know. I'm just kidding. It was actually a really fun ride.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, and he listens. So, yeah.
Hi, Zach.
Yeah, hi, Zach.
So, all right. Well, what do you want to get into first? Well, first and foremost, obviously we're gonna give you guys a SHOT Show debrief. That's it. SHOT Show is for 2015 is over. It's in the books, and I saw on the Outdoor Wire this morning they reported that it was the second highest attendance in history of the SHOT Show. Can I say it?
Last year was probably the highest, wasn't it?
Whoopity-doo! When it's the 5th highest attendance, 6th highest attendance, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, then I'll be happy.
Here, can I address something real quick?
While
I'm thinking about it,
you may.
Myself and several others saw people. Okay, this is basically how it went. There was me with my camera and my equipment, and then there was Shooting USA, which is another pretty big deal. They actually have a legitimate TV show, and then there was Michael Bain was there, obviously, with his stuff, and then there was somebody else.
Did you ran into John Scouten?
Yeah, I ran into Scouten at the Brown House booth, and then there was Gresham was there, but I don't know if they had their crew. But anyway, but myself and a few others witnessed people going up, you people with YouTube channels that don't actually have legitimate.
Oh, watch it there, buddy.
Whatever, I don't care. I witnessed them going up to people saying, "Hey, what free stuff can you send me? What can I get?" And it's you that is ruining it for all of us. So if you don't have a legitimate television show, if you're not if you don't have a legitimate television show, if you don't have a legitimate way to reach your audience, I guess.
Well, Mr. Smart Guy.
Now, YouTube,
what do you call legitimate?
Well, YouTube, it can be legitimate if you have the background and the knowledge.
What is the difference? What happened in the last 20 years that has made a difference in publishing and publications and media?
Yeah, there is nobody editing.
The death of the editor. Where have we heard that?
He wrote that article. Imagine that. So anyway, my point is, if you're the person that would go there and say, "Hey, what kind of free stuff do you have? I just want free stuff from you. I don't actually make my living doing this, and I just want to get free stuff." Stop.
Well, it is true, and I've talked to manufacturers who are at the point where they're pulling their hair out because they get I can't remember who it was specifically, but said they would get like literally 50 to 100 inquiries every month from people who claim to have a YouTube channel or a blog site or whatever, and they were firearms reviewers, and they wanted to know what they could send them, what free stuff they could get. Yeah. All right. Oh. Well, before we get into it, it's time. What time is it? It's time to say thank you to the people who make this happen, who make sure that we have plenty of pop filters and black carbon steel microphones and all that good jazz. And that would be SWAT Fuel at SWATfuel.com. Now, we're coming right up to the end of the SWAT Fuel Challenge, but fear not and don't stop. I don't want you guys have been doing fantastic. Jared, have you been keeping up with the hashtag SWAT Fuel Challenge? And
I didn't keep up with anything last week.
Well,
I'm trying. I'm really catching up now. I did on the way home. I updated our social media, and I was kind of checking the SWAT Fuel Challenge stuff.
You guys are doing great.
Yeah,
hey, my hat is off to you folks. You're doing kind of all kinds of crazy, creative, wild stuff outside, inside, and thank you very much. For doing that. And it's all because of SWAT Fuel. And the winner, obviously, is going to get a SWAT Fuel for a year's supply of SWAT Fuel, and that's going to go to one of our grad program guys who's participating. But if you want to check it out, it's easy. Go to SWATfuel.com, and while you're there, you decide to make a purchase. That's cool. Use the promo code SOTG2014. Put in that promo code when you check out, and you're going to save 20% off your total order. And that is righteous. That actually will probably, I would say that probably pay. That's like having free shipping plus.
Oh, yeah, it is. But speaking of SWAT Fuel, I haven't released the video yet, but I will be doing that soon. He's got a new formulation coming out, the 45. It's 45 ACP. It's going to be a hydration formula. So look for
cool.
that. Yeah, I believe. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do it yet because I didn't ask that many questions. I just kind of want to get the overview of it. But I believe it's going to be a powder that you put into a drink.
Okay.
Or it might just be a drink. But it's going to be drinkable.
Okay. So essentially it's kind of like your why you would drink Powerades or what have you, or Gatorades or any of those aids, those things that
Yeah.
To rehydrate you, electrolytes,
Rehydration.
potassium.
It's got electrolytes. It's what the body craves.
That's
I
what-
told him to use that as his tagline, but he'd never seen Idiocracy, so I told him to watch
What?
it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's his homework. All right, so guys, check out SWAT Fuel, SWATfuel.com. Don't forget about Colt at Colt.com. Did you get over to Colt and see anything? They at SWAT, not at SWAT, at SHOT. SWAT Shot.
I went by the booth, but nobody was in there, so. I mean, there were people
There were
in
people
there,
in there, but-
nobody that I recognized off the top of my head.
I got you. Velocity Triggers at velocitytriggers.com. And Jared got a chance to talk with the man, Tom Veer of Velocity Triggers, and tell the folks what they're working on. They've got the AR-15 triggers. They have 3 different AR-15 triggers. They have pins and so forth in parts that go in your ARs. Firing
all
pins
this
and
kind
all
of
that.
stuff.
What else do they have?
He's actually going to be releasing a Remington 700 trigger. So that's going to be coming out soon. Tom listens as well. He actually, I guess he said that he goes into the shop on the weekend sometimes and he plays us in the shop. So, Tom, if you're listening, hi, and it was nice to see you and your lovely wife. Wish we could have had a little bit more time to hang out, but, things go as they may. What else?
Oh, yeah, so go to velocitytriggers.com. And if you decide to make a purchase, or if you just decide that you're feeling generous and you want to go over to their Facebook page or their Twitter. Do they have a Twitter page? They have Facebook, YouTube, and something else. But anyway, let them know that you heard about them via Student of the Gun. And Brownells at brownells.com. And we talked to, Jared talked to Pete and Frank. And got
Frank and Ryan.
And got interviews from those guys. And we talked about them last week. We talked a little bit about the new logo and kind of like the refreshing or the updating the logo for the new generation. And Jared recorded some video for you guys, and he's going to be putting that all together. Jared recorded a lot of video.
I filled up our entire hard drive on the camera, and then some.
And that's a lot.
Yeah, I literally have 3 minutes left on the camera. So I got to dump that and put it in the archives.
Well, all right. Now there's one that we haven't talked about yet, and Jared's going to go ahead and tell us. Since we didn't do it yesterday, we're going to do it today. Now I don't know. Did we do? If we? Oh, you know what? We didn't do a disclaimer yesterday, but here's the deal. Did we do a good guy of the week in part 1 of yesterday's? We may have done that. We should have done this is pre-recorded. So if the person won, then they already know that they won.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a new, fresh good guy of the week. This is a question that has never been asked before. Jared's going to read it to us, tell us who our good guy of the week is for January 27th. And what was their question?
Forgive me because I don't have my glasses on. I'm going to try to read this the best that I can. But it says the good guy this week is RPG0340. Posted this question in the forum. It's forums.studentofthegun.com. Go in there, post your question, and if we pick it, you will be the winner of the XS Sites Good Guy of the Week, and you get a whole bunch of XS swag with that. Speaking of XS, have we talked about what they released this year yet? The suppressor sights?
No, that's going to be in the SHOT Show debrief.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, RPG0340 says, what are your thoughts on carrying a tactical folding knife? What purpose does it serve, and what type/brand configuration works best?
Okay. First and foremost, as far as tactical knives, if you use a knife to save your life, I guess any knife that you use to save your life is, quote, a tactical knife. But I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the one-handed pocket folders. And Spyderco, probably 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, Spyderco kind of they pushed the edge, they pushed the envelope in the one-handed tactical folding knife market. When I was a police officer, many moons ago, I actually had a leather pouch, and this is when I first started out, like way back in early 90s. I had a leather pouch on my belt, and I had a folding buck knife in my leather pouch. And then I discovered the Spyderco Delica and the Endura, and that you could clip them into your pocket. They became clip knives, and you could pull them out and open them up one-handed because they had that great big hole in the blade. You stick your thumb in and rotate it and open it up. And that really in my mind, that's what opened the floodgates. When Spyderco did that, they started making the pocket clips standard on knives, and then they started making it so that, and they patented that little hole, that round hole in the blade is patented, and only Spyderco can use that, or people who, pay a royalty to them can use it. But that was kind of when the die was cast, and pretty much everybody in the knife making world figured out that they needed to come up with some type of a clip folder, a pocket folder that had a clip on it, some kind of belt clip, whether it was polymer or spring steel or whatever, and a way or a method to open the knife one-handed. And you say, well, why would I want to do that? Well, because sometimes your other hand is busy doing other stuff, and it's important to be able to get that knife open, especially in an emergency situation. People like mountain climbers and rescue people and so forth, your EMTs and firemen and those people figured out a long time ago that often when they needed a knife, they needed something that they could operate one-handed because they were holding on to something with another hand. As far as brands and types and configurations, dude, the world is your oyster. There's all kinds of stuff out there. You can pay anywhere from, $44.95 all the way up to $495, and everywhere in between, depending on how Gucci you want it to be, whether you want it to be titanium or G10 steel or whatever. I'll tell you this. If you're leaving the house every day, if you're a grown adult male and you don't carry a cutting tool on you every day, I really don't know what to say to you. You're like, oh, I'm not allowed because where I work, I'm not allowed. Whew. Do I need to go down that road again? But folks, the knife is probably the most basic and utilitarian tool that you can carry. And it's not just about being Johnny Ninja. It's about performing tasks. And if you're not carrying a knife, I don't know what to tell you. You should be carrying a knife. Your grandfather did it. Your great-grandfather did it. Your father probably did it. But for some reason, you're this modern, enlightened creature that doesn't feel that you need to carry a knife because, well, what am I going to use it for? I don't know. What are you going to use it for? Now, as far as using it as a defensive tool, yeah, a knife is a kick-ass defensive tool. It is a fantastic defensive tool if you know what you're doing. And you don't have to be Dan Inosanto or Bruce Lee or, some other famous martial artist to use a knife to defend yourself. You can take a 1-day or a 2-day class and come out on the other end pretty skilled. I took a fantastic class many years ago at TDI, Ohio, Tactical Defense Institute up in Ohio. And Greg Ellifritz and John Benner put out a fantastic program up there. And one of the things they do is called extreme close quarters fighting. And essentially, in addition to using handguns and your empty hands, they also talk about using a knife in a, no kidding, close quarter situation where someone may have knocked you down and they're going to pummel your face into the ground or choke you to death or whatever. And you're in essentially touching distance. And is there a way to use a knife to defend yourself in touching distance? Well, absolutely there is. So now, obviously, as a free man, as an American citizen, not a slave, my first option would be use a firearm as a self-defense tool. But if you could not do that for whatever reason, then obviously a good secondary tool would be a bladed tool or a bladed instrument. But folks, here's what I'll recommend. My two, right now, at this point in time, my two go-to knife companies are Cold Steel and Spyderco. Cold Steel, and Cold Steel has so many variations of knives. It's just crazy. And so does Spyderco. And they're very affordable, and you get what you pay for. Folks, if I can give you no other advice in this segment, stop buying cheap knives. Well, what do you mean? It says Smith & Wesson on it. Can I give you a clue, a hint? The branded firearms, branded knives, the ones that say Smith & Wesson on the blade, and Remington, and Winchester, and you name it.
There's this thing called licensing rights.
They're just licensed pieces of garbage that were made in Taiwan.
And there is a difference between cheap and inexpensive.
Yes. Oh, now does that mean that there are not good knives that come out of China? No, there are good knives. Actually, the Bird knives, the Bird brand knives, they're owned by Spyderco, but it's their less expensive brand. They're really good. They're for what you pay for them. They're fantastic. And there are some knives that Cold Steel makes that they make in overseas factories, but their quality control is pretty extreme. And I've never had a Cold Steel product that I wouldn't be, some of the stuff is kind of funky. I mean, there's really, you can have folding knives that are like 8 inches closed, which isn't really a pocket knife. But so if you're looking for a good, high-quality knife that has a sharp blade that can be resharpened, that's not going to break or rust or become a piece of garbage overnight, Cold Steel and Spyderco. And they all make pocket folding knives that have pocket clips, and they have some, whether it's a stud or a lever or something, or a hole or what have you, that you can open them with one single hand. So that is my answer to you, RPG 0340. And I don't know if RPG stands for Rocket Propelled Grenade or...
really pretty girl.
No.
No?
What is an RPG maker? Role-playing game.
Yeah.
Role-playing game.
Oh.
Yeah, RPG, role-playing game. So either way, rock on, brother. All right, Cat in the Hat and That Be That. What kind of music are you going to use to do intro your SHOT Show debrief? You haven't figured that out yet, have you? You got that look on your face.
I didn't even think about that.
You didn't think about that.
I'm still a little bit lagged, but I slept for a long time last night, and
I figured you
needed
did.
it. Man, what could I use? I could use like...
Well, don't tell me. Just do it, man. And while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you this, that in addition to Jared doing his little thing, I was a busy little beaver on my side. If you guys haven't been over to studentofthegun.com lately, you want to go over there. If you haven't checked out the mobile app, make sure you do it. The Facebook, Twitter, the Student of the Gun blog's got a brand new article on it. Jared upgraded the Instagram with different photos. So there's a lot of stuff on social media. If you're missing out, then you can fix yourself real quick and easy by doing it. And if you don't want to do that, you don't want to follow the Facebook and the Twitter, that's cool. But what you should at very least do is download the Student of the Gun mobile app to either your Android phone, your iPhone, your iPad, whatever iDevice you have. And guess what? It costs you nothing. It costs you not one penny, because we have a fantastic sponsor, Century Arms, and Century Arms sponsored the app so that you don't have to pay for it. Yeah, you're welcome. So it costs you nothing. You can download it on your Android, what have you, listen to the radio show, read the blog articles, get the updates for the new photos, events, all that jazz. Everything Student of the Gun related is on that app. All right, are we ready to kick it?
We are ready to kick it, and I chose this song because I believe it kind of describes how SHOT Show is.
And that would be Udo Dirkschneider from Accept. And all you older cats who are a little longer in the tooth will dig that one. You guys want to hear something funny? Sure, you want to hear something funny. Jared just Googled Balls to the Walls, and he had no idea that song existed until like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, when he asked me about the song that I was going to play, I was like, what would convey balls to the wall? So I typed in Balls to the Wall song, and that's what came up. I didn't even know it existed.
He had no idea that it existed. These kids today, they just don't know.
Well,
you know what? All the people your age are doing right now, they're Google searching Accept. That's ACCEPT, and the lead singer is a satanic
German,
midget
dude,
named Udo Dirkschneider.
and so he is German.
Yeah,
He looked
no,
really- he looked
no.
super-
He's Portuguese.
Oh,
yeah.
he looked
Udo
really-
Dirkschneider is he's from Ireland. Yeah, he's German. They're a German
He
band.
looked. He was red haired. You never know.
No, he was blonde.
Oh, looked
Yeah.
red.
But
There you
anyway,
go.
all right. So that's Jared's SHOT Show update theme there, and Jared's going to go ahead and he's going to give us a debrief of what he saw, what he experienced, what he smelled, what he tasted, what he felt.
Well,
from SHOT Show 2015.
I'm gonna try to go day by day, but it's really hard to remember Monday.
Yeah,
Or
they're all
Tuesday.
over.
Monday, actually. Okay, so this is what happened
The show actually opens officially on
Tuesday. Yeah, so Zach.
Monday is pre-shot.
Yeah, so I'll start with our trip there. I took my girlfriend Alex with me, and actually I wasn't sure in the beginning of the week. I was like, is this going to be a good idea or a bad idea? Am I going to be dead before SHOT Show's over? Or I didn't know if I was going to be able to come back alive.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah. So, well, most people when you say, "Hey, we're going to go to Vegas," they're like, "Yeah, let's go to Vegas."
Woo, party!
Yeah. So anyway, we left on Friday, last Friday or 2 Fridays ago. I don't even know what day it is right now. We left on Friday.
It's Tuesday. So it would
Friday
be
the
a
16th.
week ago Friday.
Yeah, so
There
we
you
left
go.
to go Friday the 16th on in January. So we got up at Alex and I got up at like 4:30 in the morning, and we drove over to Baton Rouge to meet with Zach, and he was doing the rental car thing. He rented the car, and then we were going to load up there and go. So we got to Enterprise, and yes, I'm going to throw Enterprise under the bus because this was ridiculous. So we got to the Enterprise place, and the lady's like, "Okay, we need your social security number, birth certificate." Not really. They needed like a bill,
Blood type.
and yeah, they needed 3 forms of identification. And I was like, I've been to Enterprise before, and I've never had to do this. Apparently, it's a new policy. So, and that was only if he was using his debit card, like that it would take money from his bank account instead of using it as a credit card. So if we would have used his credit card, it would have been fine, which doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand, but whatever. So anyway, we spent probably about an hour there trying to sort things out and get things taken care of, and we finally got the car, and we went back, we loaded it up, and we left. We got on the road. We went to the shop first over with Joe and Zach, and we spent probably an hour and a half there, just packing stuff up and figuring out if we needed to grab anything else. So we got on the road probably around 11 or noon. It was finally. And left from Baton Rouge, made it to Vegas. We just drove all the way through. We stopped at Meteor Crater. If you guys follow our Facebook page, I did a video at Meteor Crater. It's actually pretty cool. And if you ever go to Arizona, I would recommend stopping by there. Did a video from there. Facebook.com/StudentOfTheGun. That's where you can find the video. And I was planning on doing a video every day for the Facebook viewers, but things got a little hectic, and sometimes you forget
Did they
things.
get a little
Yeah.
hectic, sweetheart?
Yeah. Usually, we have 2 of us there. And obviously I'm back here live now, so things didn't go too bad. But it was interesting. So anyway, back to the beginning. Went to Meteor Crater. Then we ended up getting into Vegas around probably 1 o'clock on Saturday. Yeah, the next day. So, and it was kind of cool because Alex's mom was actually in Vegas. So we met up with her, crashed for a little bit, and then we went out to dinner. And we decided that we were going to get our Vegas night out of the way early on Saturday. So we did that on
Your
Saturday.
Vegas fun night?
Yeah, the Vegas fun night. Got that out of the way on Saturday. Took all day Sunday to recover. Monday, met up with some people. We didn't do the media day, although I heard it was better this year. Didn't do the media day for personal reasons, I guess you could say. So Tuesday started out.
You mean you didn't want to stand in line for 15 minutes to shoot 5 rounds through the newest SIG Whatsits or Glock
Yeah, and I didn't want to
Whatsits,
get,
or shot by a
or shot by
Japanese or an
an
Italian
Asian.
tourist.
I guess they did limited ammo this year too. Well, they had a better organized, like the RSOs were better. They were keeping people safe, but they had like limited ammo where you can only shoot 1,000 rounds per gun or something gay like that. I don't know exactly how it went because I wasn't there, but that's what I got from hearsay. What else? So Tuesday morning, I don't even remember who I saw on Tuesday because it was so long ago. let me look through my list of people here.
Your list of people.
Yeah.
Well, let's start ticking off the people that are important, and that would be those who make Student of the Gun possible.
Right.
Believe it or not, folks, Jared and I don't do this as a hobby. We do this as a job. This is our career. This is what we do, and we're assisted in our endeavors by several very good people in the shooting industry and the firearms industry, and those include the folks from Brownells that we spoke of earlier. And right now, this might be a good time for you to touch on. Pete kind of hipped you to what they're doing or what they're what's kind of new and going on at Brownells in 2015. So give them a little quick down low on Brownells.
Okay. The new stuff that they have going on at Brownells, obviously they rebranded. I don't know if you guys noticed that. If you've been to their website, brownells.com, you would know. We
talked about it last week on Thursday.
Oh, right. It's been so long.
But yes, Brownells is
they
rebranded.
rebranded. They have a new logo. Their new tagline is "Serious About Firearms Since 1939." And the way he explained it to me was that they put out some feelers to the people, their customer, figure out what you wanted. And I guess they changed it to Serious About Firearms Since 1939 because they want you to know that they're serious about firearms. They've been serious the whole entire time.
Well, and they've had this misconception at Brownells. The people have had this misconception that if you're not a gunsmith, then then Brownells isn't for you.
They have pretty much everything.
Yeah, if you own a gun, they have something for you. I guarantee it.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was their goal in the beginning to make it available to everybody, basically the end user, and not just firearms gunsmiths.
Well, the origin was to help out gunsmiths, but they've evolved in the last 75 years.
Yeah, they kind of, they give you what you want. And right now what they're doing, if you've heard of the Edge program, it's kind of like Amazon Prime for Brownells. You get free 2-day shipping and discounted 1-day shipping, or I think it's free shipping and then you get discounted 2-day and 1-day shipping. Let me go over here and look so I can make sure I get it right.
I'm excited about that also.
Free standard shipping on all orders, discounts on 2-day and overnight shipping. You get free return shipping, special members-only offers and discounts. You get risk-free ordering, and of course their 100% forever guarantee, which you've always gotten. But right now, if you go sign up for the Edge program, right now you have until May 1st, I believe. They're going to choose. You could win a gun.
Yeah,
it's this really cool STI Edge pistol.
1911 pistol, yeah.
Yeah, it says Brownells Edge on it, and I saw it in person. It was actually pretty cool.
I was on to. Hey, there's also a video. If you go to Student of the Gun, if you go to brownells.com, they have a video it's just a 30-second video that explains the Edge program. So it's very cool. You guys want to check that out? Go to brownells.com and just click on the Edge program, and it tells you what you get, what the benefits are. And let's face it, if you're one of those guys that orders like once a month from Brownells, you're probably going to, you're going to appreciate the savings very quickly. All right, who's next, kid?
That's what I'm looking for. I got a whole list of people.
How about Kia? Let's go in order. Let's go Kiapa.
Kiapa, the MKS Supply, they have actually brought in, they have the High Point carbines that are new. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they've got carbines, High Point carbines.
High Point carbines?
High Point carbines, yes. 9mm.
Yeah, I know. They've had High Point carbines for a long time. You're talking about the M1 Garand carbines?
No. They have the High Point carbines. He highlighted that this year. I have to go back and look at the video.
Okay.
I have to get my mind straight, watch these videos
you need to
that
get
I took
your mind
because
right.
It's all crammed into one day, basically. It feels like so much information. It's like drinking from a fire hose.
That's right, drink from a fire hose. Well, MKS, they're going to make available a 30 caliber, a 30 carbine Garand.
Yeah, they partnered with
Inland. Not a Garand, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Inland, and they're bringing in the M1 carbine.
Right.
So,
are they bringing them in, or are they made in the USA?
They're made here. They're actually made. I think he said right near the original, the M1, the original M1 factory that made them.
Okay.
They're made right there. So anyway, that was actually really cool. I've got some videos on the dude that from Inland did a video explaining it, and I got some B-roll of the gun, and they've got some really cool stuff coming in. Charlie needs to get down for some training. He said that he would do that.
Okay.
So now he's on the spot because I said it out loud.
Ah, okay. Charlie Brown, a man. All right, Crossbreed holsters carry the cross.
Crossbreed holsters. They've, whoa, man, Matt was, I saw him the first day when I was going down there to see Carol and Trent and them. Matt had just got in there. He just flew in, and he was walking down the hallway. I think he was trying to get to his hotel room without anybody seeing him. But I saw him, and I was like, "Hey, Matt!" And he turned around. He looked so tired. I felt bad for stopping him. But anyway, so after I did that, I went back to the Crossbreed booth, and they're highlighting the purse defenders this year, and then the Ojai that you can pretty much attach to anything. You know, you got the bedside backup, you got the purse defender, you got whatever you want to attach it to. It's got a Velcro backing.
The RAM mount? No, not the RAM mount.
Not the RAM mount.
Okay.
No, they're just highlighting the Ojai that you can attach in the purse defender. The purse is the main thing. They've got some new belts that they've got. Were actually really cool. They had little samples there that Carol would use to keep Trent in line. She's the little samples of the belt. When Trent got out of hand, she just smacked him with them. No.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. She didn't really do that. I'm just being funny. Yeah.
I kid.
But I got to see Trent and Carol and Matt, and Murray was there. Murray did all the on-camera stuff. He was like twice my size, so I'm standing next to him. I probably look like a midget, which isn't fun because midgets make people happy, right?
That's right. Midgets make people happy.
So,
but you can't say midget, even though you already did.
Little people,
It's
midgets,
little people.
dwarfs, whatever.
A midget and a dwarf are not the same thing.
Well, yeah, but they want to be called dwarfs. Have you seen the midget comedian that like makes midget jokes? And he had midgets picketing his little comedy
There's
show.
a dwarf comedian that had midgets picketing, or was it
No, it
little
was
people were picking? I don't understand.
Listen,
what am I supposed to say? I didn't get a memo.
Okay, it was a midget who is a comedian
Uh-huh.
that does comedy shows, and when he did a comedy show, he had a bunch of midgets.
Or
outside.
were they dwarfs?
Yeah, he said.
Or were they little people?
Okay. Let me finish my story.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
No, they're munchkins that were picketing.
Yeah, they were little. They were picketing because they wanted to be called dwarves instead of midget, but they were midgets.
But dwarfism is different than like being a munchkin.
Right.
I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah.
this is a crazy politically correct world we live in,
Whatever.
and it really doesn't make a difference.
They're all people. I don't care. What?
Like Udo Dirkschneider.
Yeah, like him.
Like Udo Dirkschneider. Okay, rock on. So Crossbreed holsters.
Crossbreed has the new belts and the purse defender. If you guys, obviously, if you're a woman, then you would want to check out the purse defender. Maybe if you're a man, I don't know. I'm not judging.
Also, the Ojai. Let me tell you what, guys. A lot of the off-body carry bags that you guys have got, whether they're the tactical briefcases or whether they're the waist packs or whether they're backpacks or single strap shoulder bags, whatever. You know that all of these things, no matter who makes them, they line them with the soft side Velcro, right? With the fuzzy side Velcro. The Ojai, and most of them come with either some kind of a flimsy stitched piece of nylon, or some kind of a flimsy, cheap stitched piece of nylon or what have you with Velcro. The Ojai is an actual form-fitted polymer shell that holds your gun in place. And I know it's not one size fits all or one size fits nothing. But if you've got one of these shoulder bags, one of these tactical briefcases or what have you, and it's got that liner, it's got that Velcro liner, that's where the Ojai comes in. It is the gun pocket that secures your G19 or your Carb P45 or whatever it is that you're carrying. It secures it in there. Oh, speaking of which, before we move on, did Matt say that they were moving on with the whole TP9 essay?
Yes.
Okay. So they are going to be making a TP9.
They will be making
essay
a holster
holster
for the essay.
All right. In alphabetical order, let's move on to D, as in Duracoat.
Duracoat. Oh man, they've got a lot of new stuff. So I got Amy on camera talking about her little. She came up with this finish called "To Hell and Back." And
Oh, really?
yeah. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So it basically looks like Yeah, it looks like an operator's gun that you would drag it.
Kind of like it's patina. It's roughed up.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really cool looking. I like it a lot. It's funny because I went there the day before we had the meeting, and I was talking to Amy and her brother, and Dirt Coat's a family-run business. Mm-hmm. It's all family-run. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but now you do. I was talking to Amy and her brother, and he was going to do the new Chameleon gun that they have and all the chick stuff, mm-hmm. all the chick guns, the cheetah print, and the Chameleon, which is like it's shiny and it looks like it changes color mm-hmm. in the light. And then she was going to do the To Hell and Back on video because she came up with that design. So I got there the next morning and he wasn't there. He was sick.
Oh, he had shot show crud.
Yeah, he was legitimately sick. I was like, that's a likely story. But anyway, so she did all the stuff except for the DuraBlue. I had Steve on there. It's like Steve had another child because he was so excited about the DuraBlue. It was pretty cool. If you guys haven't checked out the DuraBlue, the pictures do not do it justice. I did some video there that I'm going to give them and put on their website because I'm sure that'll look better than the pictures. But anything digital just does not do it justice. He had a Colt that he got from the factory there, and then he had the exact same gun that he used the DuraBlue on, and the difference is just amazing. And it's relatively cheap. Inexpensive. It's relatively inexpensive.
Well, and the DuraBlue, it looks like a factory bluing. But what you guys know, like a really expensive factory bluing, like that deep blue.
It would cost you $1,000 to get this done.
And but the thing is a standard bluing doesn't actually it rusts. Yeah, I mean you have to oil it and all that jazz. With the DuraBlue, once you put it on there, it's rust proof. Yeah, that is very cool. And what can you do? You can do it. They sell it a couple of different ways. They sell it in the standard configuration, so that if you're all set up, you can do it yourself. You can spray it yourself with an air gun and so forth. Or you can get the can technology and do it in your garage, in your workshop, out behind your house, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's super simple to do. You could do it by yourself, or you could take it to somebody and have them do it. But this stuff really looks amazing.
So, well, all right, that brings us, dude. We just got into the D's. You got enough?
Wow, we're done already.
Yeah, we're done already.
D for done.
D for done. So hey, real quick, folks, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, we hope that you're enjoying the weekly the daily episodes of Student of the Gun. Like we said, we're doing a Monday, Tuesday,
They're
Wednesday.
Also weekly.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Friday is for the grad program subscribers. Everybody who's a grad program subscriber gets a show of their very own on Friday, in addition to the Tactical Tuner newsletter, which I need to write for February, but I will do that very soon. And discounts and giveaways and all that good stuff. All you students of the gun who know about the Patriot Fire Team, who understand that there is a Patriot Fire Team, basically you're out there and you're thinking, dude, what's going on right now? Everyone's freaking out in the New England. They're like running out and they're panic buying stuff. And what is Chapter 6 in the book? Daily Bread. Talks about 72 hours, 7 days, 2 weeks, about not only having enough for yourself, but having enough so that you can help other people too, who maybe for whatever reason don't. Are you going to be a burden, or are you going to be a blessing? That is the question, and that's all laid out in the Patriot Fire Team book. Now you can buy the downloadable version of the ebook by going to patriotfireteam.com. It says ebook. You click it. The cool thing about that is it actually is embedded with links. So everything that gets talked about, you can say, well, I want more information about that. Boom. Hey, look, it's 2015. We can click links. It's cool. Some of you out there, you're like, oh, I like that, but I want the paperback. I want the dead tree version that I can hold in my hand. Okay, cool. We did that too. It's on Amazon. Go to Amazon.com, type in the word Patriot Fire Team, bam. So if you want to be modern and cool and hip and put it on your, iPad you can do that. And if you want to hold it in your hot little hands, you can do that too. And you are welcome. All right, folks, that brings us right up to the very end of this episode of Student of the Gun Radio. And we're just going to have to pick it up tomorrow.
Yeah, you know that we're going to pick it up tomorrow, starting with the next D.
D-F.
Next F.
Yeah.
Where were we on? Oh, I finished the D. We're on the
D.
F.
Now we're on the F. All right. So, all right, that's pretty much the way it's going to be. And until tomorrow, remember, kids, you're a beginner once, but what should you be? You should be a student for life.